All right, you got the BaseWinner here, and just wanted to give everybody that's not familiar with us a brief introduction to how we handicap games, how we use our crunch software, which we have in Excel, to assist us in handicapping the games, and what's involved with that, and also how we present the numbers so that you can use that as an end user. You can use the numbers to assist you and help you out with your daily handicapping endeavors. Also wanted to say how excited we are as a team to be working with WagerTalk. There's a lot of class handicappers over there. We're excited to be part of that team, and had the pleasure of meeting Marco last year at spring training. Super guy. And my good friend Gil, who I've done shows with him for years with his Beating the Book podcast, he's spent some time with Johnny Detroit and just really speaks highly of Johnny. And so we're pumped up to be working with WagerTalk and being one of their handicappers. We're excited about it. All right, so I wanted to go over the BaseWinner handicapping process, and I've condensed it into 6 steps. It really is more than that, but for presentation purposes, we wanted to keep the video under 10 minutes, and we're going to have other videos that really, like, we get into bullpens and how we do fielding and batter evaluation. But those are videos unto their own because there's quite a few processes involved within those processes, if that makes sense. But basically, we have a 6-step handicapping process, and it starts in the preseason when we rate the players, and that continues throughout the season. And then we organize the data. We crunch it in our crunch software to compute probability, and then we evaluate the data that we've processed, and we filter it, and finally we send the plays out to our customers. So that at a high level, that's what we do. And as we break down the steps, I'll kind of get into some more details as much as I can here in 10 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at the first step, which is to rate the players. And we create the ratings at the start of the season. We take it from raw event data from the previous season, and then we adjust it for talent faced, the park factors, and the umpires they faced. And then we try to keep these ratings current throughout the year based on a couple tools that we have that I'll go over real quick. But what I wanted to do is go over Raciel Iglesias and how we rated him, and you'll kind of get an idea of how we rate the pitchers, the preseason rating for the pitcher. Okay, so it starts with all of last year's raw events. You see at the bottom of the screen, one of 183,809. So there's 183,000 raw events, and that's an outcome. That's not pitch by pitch, that's event. So there's 183,000 of them. And so we're going to filter this down, and this is an access database, allows us to do this. So we filter this down to Raciel Iglesias, and you can see that he's got 395 events from 2015. So we're going to copy this. Okay, then we paste it into our pitcher event cutter. And there you see we have all the events of Raciel Iglesias. We have total batters faced. So it counts all the different events down here. All the events are counted. We have the different factors, the batter, the park factor, and then the umpire too. And you can see what it does is it gives you the pitcher, of course, total batters faced, strikeouts, walks, batters faced per innings pitched, and we all use that in our calculations. And these are the BaseWinner raw numbers: 80, 130, 80 BaseWinner adjusted around 130, and 90. And we also do it for 5. So this just has a filter, hits 5, and then you can see those are just specifically his 5 inning numbers. So that's how we do this. We actually have separate ratings for 5 innings for pitchers as well as the full game. And then we take that raw data and then we adjust it for the factors, the people they face, the umpire they face, the park they faced in. And we come up with our BaseWinner projections, and that's what we plug into the BaseWinner Crunch Excel software. So then moving forward during the season, we use our tool called the log cutter, which I've gone over on a couple podcasts, to either adjust or increase or decrease that rating. And then for bullpens, we do it a little bit different. I can't get into it right now because of the time constraints. But this is one of the tools we use to see last 30. We haven't done 30 days for the Baltimore bullpen. This is one of the tools that we use to keep the bullpen ratings current. Okay, so that shows you a little bit of the rating process. Of course, we do the same thing with the batters. We did 5 innings and overall as well. Try to get that edge on the 5-inning line and have unique stats that you can't get those stats anywhere, those 5-inning stats. So let's go to the next step, which is organize. Okay, so we have 6 main data sets which we put into the crunch. The data sets are the starting pitchers, which you got a little taste of, team relief pitching, fielding, batters, umpires, and park factors. And I'll show you real quick kind of how they're arranged in the crunch Excel. Okay, so I'm going to blast through this. You can see this is the starting pitchers. We got our top 5 pitchers there. We have overall batter, all the splits overall, home, away, right. We have 5-inning batters. We want to keep those 5-inning numbers tight and different, and you can't get them anywhere else. I really like those numbers. Umpires, fielding, and then park factors. So those are the 6 data sets that we have, and I promise I'll get into each one of them in a separate video, but we want to keep it concise here, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is the crunch, and we precisely calculate the odds based on ratings and projected lineups. We have a series of calculations we use to determine probability. We do it for the full game and the 5-inning odds as well, and I'm just going to get right into it and show you real fast. Okay, so take a look at the overview, and then we'll go inside the game. We'll go to inside the game. And you guys are familiar with this. I've gone over it on the videos. If you're not, we put everybody's who's going to be in the lineup, their place in the order, their projected at bats, their raw projections, the crunch projections, which takes into account their opponents, the fielding, the park factors. We can see that up here. And the other team's bullpen, we crunch, and that's why we call it crunch, because we take all these numbers, all these ratings we've come up with, and we crunch them to come up with a probability. You can see for this particular game, the full game probability is 56.9. We're pretty high on Iglesias, and the market's really not for this particular game. We have the Mets at minus 132, so it actually was an opinion on our play, on our side. And then we have the 5-inning team as well. We have a separate order for 5 innings within the crunch calculations. Okay, so the step 4 is we evaluate all this data that Crunch has given us to determine potential plays. So I'll kind of show you just the overview page. You guys aren't familiar with it. It'll be your first time for you. There's resources you can go to kind of get in depth on that overview page, but I'll show it to you right now. So you can see we got the Vegas line in there. We take a line from 5 dimes and then the BaseWinner probability. And then if there's disparity, then we kind of put a check mark on it and we take it a step further. And I go down those on a daily basis. I go down each play where we're taking a look at there's disparity there and kind of give you our opinion on it. And then we take it to the next step. Okay, and the next step is a series of filter processes to come up with our official plays. The lead unders have 2 different databases. We have a location sleuth database and then a secret data set that we use that I'm never going to tell anybody about, except for Mike and I know what data set that is, and we use it to filter down the play. One of the things that we enjoy playing, we love underdogs and we love unders. Those are our cornerstone plays. And just kind of whet your appetite. This is an underdog set that we filter, and based on the crunch, and then we've put this filter check and process. 195 games, 96 wins, 99 losses. You say, well, that's not very good, but they're all dogs. 124.85 plus dogs, net 33 units. So that's one of the filters. And then to kind of keep you excited about the process, because it's a lot of process driven, but the results have been good. This is the unders. These are 5-star elite unders, 77, 47 wins, 30 losses, nets 73.8 at a minus 106 odds. So pretty good success in those when we filter them down. And the last step is the funnest step. We get to bet the games, and then we send them out to all of our customers. And you can be assured that you're getting solid plays crafted from great data, intricate math process to calculate the probability, and then a consistent filtering process to narrow everything down. You guys at WagerTalk are going to be getting our top-rated plays from our data-driven process and our filtration process as well that we do on a daily basis. If you guys are interested in the data, we do send out the overnight lines, the 5-inning lines, and the walk worksheet every night. You can email Mike at BaseWinner if you have questions on that. We look forward to having a successful and profitable run at WagerTalk.